I'm gonna start out with saying there is weight to shame. Years ago, when I was listening to videos and stuff, a couple videos by Brene Brown, BRENE a licensed social worker, and she would talk about blame and shame, right? And she has some really good TED Talks. She has some really good speeches, really good information. And then also there you can find someone that fits your personality and behaviors, that is qualified as licensed personnel, that teaches about self-forgiveness, right? If you know, in addition to you paying for or having, getting your insurance and going to a mental health professional. So shame, self-forgiveness. Okay, that's over there, right? The main thing I wanted to point out today is there are words like miserable. There are words like sick, jealousy, hate, evil, wanna be like, can't be like, wanna destroy. Something like that. I'm gonna go up here, grab my coffee. I want to read something by somebody, and then I'm going to read something after I type something in to try to explain something. And if someone can actually get together and say narcissist, the word and everything that surrounds that is a trend, then imagine how else they can split up and twist words and scenarios and cases to their narrative. Now, one thing I'm thinking is that they cannot listen to for long about to those that teaches about bad behaviors, narcissistic, and what to look out for, so you're not stuck in these type of relationships for a long time. These people will try to deter you from listening to those type of people. And then those that are listening for their benefit and their goals, which is wicked and insidious, they will turn it to benefit them. Turn it to benefit them. And use it for their agenda against you. Some people love to hurt people, and it makes them feel good. Have you ever noticed and watched people that intentionally say things about people nasty, or they, on an ongoing, constant 24-hour basis, constantly putting people down, talking about people, acting like they're better than people, you know, those type of actions. And if you ever notice the look on their face and the words, how the words come out of their mouth and how they operate, it's like they're so happy to do that, and so happy to watch somebody fail, so happy to see somebody's flaws. It's like it brings them, that is their joy. It brings them joy. And it's an ongoing thing. It can't happen overnight to learn how to protect yourself. And that's one of the main things to get your peace. Protect your peace, as Trent Shelton always say, protect your peace, protect your peace, protect your peace. To get that peace, one have to protect themselves against these type of people. Wait a second. I didn't realize how bad it is about money, status, money. It's pretty bad out here, you know. I'm not talking about like I want to make money, you know, if on the side watch some extra money coming in and do some things and make some extra money and stuff like that. Yeah, but no. I'm talking about like, I did notice, but I never felt the hate of money and how they pay attention to money and status and stuff like that. Like how bad it is. It's sickening bad, to where, like, if you ever around professionals that say stuff like, you know, say for example, if veterans are on drugs or alcohol or any type of thing, and they say, well, their disability needs to be taken away from them. Like, what are you worrying about their disability for? And I have to tell some of them sometime, if I ever heard that, it sounds to me like you're jealous. Like, what the fuck? You don't understand they fought for this country. That's theirs. Who are you? But then again, that's who you are. To suggest that their monies, their service-connected disabilities should be taken from them. And another one is like monitoring people's money and status. I used to attend masterminds, the free masterminds for Tony Robbins and Dean Graciosi. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. And then you hear in the comments, they make this much of money, they make that much of money, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck does their money have to do with you? Like me, if I can't afford it to pay for this and that and that and that, but I'm getting free value, okay, fine. But why am I going to tear somebody else down because of the money that they have and that they make? Let me tell you something small that's for real, and it's sickening. So they don't know I heard this. And they, you know, I went to New York, came back, and my daughter, she got me a pair of sneakers. She loves, you know, she knows how to buy them and stuff like that, right? And so this one person, this was years ago, said, I thought she said she didn't have no money. Look at her. She got on new shoes or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just heard that. Like, you know, and so a lot of times small stuff, especially me, I just don't want to be bothered with people. I don't have time for people, but the more and more I learn, and I'm totally with Judge Susan Egan when she said, when you see something, call it out. Now, yeah, I know, choose your battles, choose your medicine, choose it. You can't be inside of everything, right? But I'm so down with that judge, what she said. Because the more you let them get away with, the more you don't call it out and make it harder for them to come up with stuff, the more they think they got you, and you make it let it be easy for them. I think that I agree, and I started doing it too. Calling things out when I see it, when I can, and when I feel safe to do so. I do still ignore a lot because it's not worth my time, and they will not get my energy. Those that are seeking the energy, and those that are intentionally trying to poke the balloon, stick a needle in the balloon for it to pop, I won't give them that, right? I'm not going to pop like that. But I will speak up even more now because I see the benefit of it. So let me read this real quick. I'm trying to say something and it's taking a minute, but I'm going to read this from what I had typed in. So, a profound reflection on shame, accountability, and healing. The weight of shame and the path to understanding. There are moments in life when, upon realizing the gravity of our actions, we instinctively lower our heads in shame. This response is deeply human, a sign that our conscience is alive and that we recognize the pain we may have caused to others or ourselves. Shame, guilt, fear are powerful emotions. They can paralyze us, but they can also be the first step towards transformation and healing. The importance of accountability is not about enabling or excusing wrongdoing. It's not saying I'm an enabler, but I do understand. It's about facing the truth of our actions, no matter how painful, and accepting the consequences. True accountability means acknowledging harm, seeking to make amends, and committing to never repeat the same mistakes. It's a process that demands courage and honesty, not only with others, but with ourselves. Historical roots and generational trauma, some of the darkest behaviors in society, such as the abuse of children, have roots that stretch back through generations. In the context of Black history, the trauma of slavery left scars that have been passed down, scars of violence, exploitation, and the forced witnessing of unspeakable acts. These traumas do not excuse harmful behavior, but understanding their origins can help us break cycles of pain and silence. The difference between remorse and repetition. There is a profound difference between those who, after being held accountable, are truly remorseful and determined never to harm again. And those who persist in wrongdoing without reflection or change, like I did it, but I'm going to keep doing it over and over again. The former are capable of growth and redemption. The other ones, the later, remain trapped in cycles of harm. Recognizing this distinction is crucial for families, communities, and society at large. Moving beyond guilt and shame. Healing begins when we confront our guilt and shame. Not to wallow in them, but to learn and grow. This process is not about enabling or minimizing harm. It's about ensuring that accountability leads to transformation, not just punishment. We must support those who genuinely seek change while also protecting the vulnerable and refusing to tolerate ongoing harm. Once I have learned what I've done wrong and accept what I have done wrong, then what do they say? Once you know better, you do better. But let's not get it twisted. Facing the truth is not enabling. It's the hardest, bravest thing we can do. By holding ourselves and others accountable, by understanding the roots of our pain, and by refusing to repeat mistakes of the past, we can begin to heal individually and collectively. This is the path to true justice, dignity, and hope. So yeah, this is a hard topic to talk about and grasp fully, but it doesn't take away the good that somebody has done. The angry biracial, he wrote all of his posts that he writes are detailed, and he's a beautiful writer. And on his posts, there's 2 articles about Martin Luther King. And so I bring this up, Martin Luther King Jr., and so I bring this up to say all the good that he has done, and even getting hoodwinked and pulled into certain things that he wasn't aware of until later on in life. You see how people put you up and then they chew you up and spit you out. And then they try to bash you and tarnish your whole career, your whole good, everything that you have built. And all the good that came out did come out of your heart, even though you've done some bad things that you feel guilty about, that you are shameful about, that you are remorseful about. And that people hold you accountable for. But they don't beat you upside the head for the good things. They know the good things that you have done and appreciate the good things that you have done. And it doesn't take away from all those years and years of good things that you have done. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lie can be a lie. The truth can be a lie. The truth can be the truth. And you know, if it's you or in your family, if it's me, if it's in my family, I don't want to be an enabler. I don't want anyone to enable me. But I will not take away the fact that it's family. Although it's family, I'm not going to be an enabler. but I'm not going to beat the person down and take away the good that they have done. I'm not going to say, give me the weapon to take them out because of a lie I may have made, or maybe the truth that I haven't seen. I don't know how to go into detail. I'm not qualified to go into detail to explain it, but that's just what I wanted to give today on that. Okay, let me explain something else about the money part. So I'm on TikTok and I put out a little teeny weeny thing about, I watched the video with Dane Calloway and blah blah blah. And I know they a trip. So they caught it, and they had their say so in saying this is a bunch of bull crap, blah 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 blah. So they took my name, my handle, at Strengthening Self First 2, and put it on somebody else's account. And the account had a black guy talking about they were used. They have 40-something thousand subscribers. The people used him, and he was paying people. I don't know. I'm thinking the monthly fee or something like that, however he worded it. But what caught me was what I caught on to. A couple of the comments inside of the video they referred me to. First of all, that was a way of, they will get people that look like you. Everybody is so into it's only about color. So they think, well, I'm going to get somebody, if she identifies as black, I'm going to get somebody who's black to say something that is on their level for me to believe. And me hearing it from a black person, I will believe it. Did you understand that? You got it? And so that's one thing. The second thing also in those comments, so they went to the video, they watched the video, right? They noticed I was a member of him. You know why? Somebody slipped up and said something about being a member. And so now they want to equate people that have memberships as fraud. So my response, and I did a response video, there is nothing, city, state, federal, whatever, no charges, no fraud on this person, So, but they watch the money. Like, damn, these people are collecting money for memberships. They can't get into the memberships and hear what everybody else is saying so that they can copy it, so that they can take what's inside the memberships and twist it for their agenda, or how to attack the people that have memberships. So pay attention. These people are dangerous on every level. So, and then just think about it. If they can say and cut down people and say narcissistic because people are teaching this, and say that it's a fad, but bad behaviors, evil, wicked, jealousy, hate, insidious, murderous mindsets are not going anywhere. And so once I learned that I cannot change these freaking people, I cannot change their mindset, I cannot change their history, I cannot change the way they go forth. And I need to be aware of those that some have come to me and say, Emily, I have changed. And I'm like, I understand. I'm happy for you. But I know you're still the same wicked ass motherfucker that everybody knows you and have known you as. You don't see that I see some of those nasty ways are still in you and that you refuse to change. You don't even want to. So you have to pay attention, like, oh, they're doing so much better now. They're not being so mean. They're a changed person. Yeah, people do change. People are different. Some people really don't know any better. But some people have like something nasty inside of them. It's nasty, like really bad. Like for real. And so paying attention to all these things. I know it gets exhausting. I know, just think about it. Being in relationships, it takes years to get out sometime. But paying attention, finding your favorite people that talk about various different behaviors and personalities and narcissistic behaviors, it's gonna help. It's gonna help, and it's gonna, especially if you've never been into one of these type of relationships seriously, like you just encountered a little something here and there, you noticed a little something there, or somebody hurt you a little bit here and there. But those that have really been into these type of relationships, if you're honest about learning and wanting to help yourself and help others that you work with or come into contact with, depending on what type of work that you do, it's good to pay attention. It all boils down to, and I hear so many people say, and it's so true, don't ignore your gut feeling. If you feel like a little tensed and not at ease, don't ignore it. Something ain't right.